The story of Overwatch began just like any Blizzard story, with Chris Metzen, the greatest bard of our time, travelling to the top of a mountain in the Himalayas, where the baby Jesus handed him 2 stone tablets with the basis of the lore inscribed upon them. Upon returning to Blizzard HQ, Metzen then deciphered the angelic writing, and lo, Overwatch was born. Overwatch was a team of extraordinary people, so called because of their collective dislike for wearable timepieces. Rumours have circulated that it's also because they watched over people, but I ask you this, have you ever seen any of them wearing a watch? Didn't think so. Overwatch has 4 main characters. A chimp, Doctor Who's Cockney cousin, Samantha Fisher of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell fame, and an edgelord who's watched far too much anime. These 4 characters are the face of the game, and it's not hard to see why when we examine them in closer detail. The chimp is known as Winston, and not many people know that he's actually named after Winston Churchill, the great Prime Minister who saw Britain through World War II. It's widely believed that he's named after Churchill for both his tactical prowess, the fact that both of them like to walk around using their knuckles as extra feet, and of course because Winston Churchill too was hung like an ape. That doesn't sound right, are you sure about that? Despite being born a chimp, Winston has so far successfully invented a device that prevents Tracer from posing in a certain way, created a gun that indiscriminately shoots lightning everywhere, and has given himself the ability to fly short distances. He also gets incredibly angry and flies into a rage when people step on his glasses, which makes him sound more like a liability than an asset to me, but there you go. Winston is best friends with Tracer, a relative of Doctor Who. Brilliant! Who got lost in time with only a small television and the film Mary Poppins for company. Watching it on repeat for centuries at a time had a serious impact on her mental health, and she is now stuck with the terrible affliction of having a dreadful accent for the rest of her life.
Don't worry, loves. Cavalry's here.
Keeping Tracer anchored to this timeline is quite the tricky proposition, as the TARDIS keeps attempting to pull her back. To aid her in this, Winston designed a special anchor that is made out of light that sits in her chest, which allows her to jump all over the place like a hyperactive puppy. This makes her both incredibly hard to shoot and very capable of annoying her opponents as she shouts at people with her Dick Van Dyke voice.
Psst, what are you looking at?
The mystery light also powers her guns, which fire deadly sparkles. Sadly, the light itself breaks frequently, with Winston unable to work out what's going on. Then again, we should cut him some slack. He's a chimp. Samantha Fisher of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Rainbow Six Blacklist Shield Siege 9 fame, or Widowmaker for short, is an inexplicably bluish-purple Frenchwoman who is afraid of spiders.
When I was a girl, I had a fear of spiders.
Apparently, she's not afraid of spiders anymore.
When I was a girl, I had a fear of spiders.
No shit.
She left Overwatch when Tracer got a bit handsy and has merely been shooting people for no discernible reason ever since. She carries a gun which can't decide whether it's an assault or sniper rifle, a grappling hook for that authentic spy feel, and a mine that spits purple goop at you. Oh, and she can see through walls with her HTC Vive thing, which makes it incredibly embarrassing when she gets shot. Really, she should see that stuff coming. Finally, we have Reaper, Lord of the Trenchcoats and King of Disposable Weaponry. Reaper used to be a black guy until he put on a white mask, much like Michael Jackson, although this was after dying and then being resurrected, so not really like Michael Jackson at all. Sadly, he was resurrected as a cliché-loving edgelord with a littering problem and an unhealthy addiction to leatherware and Japanese animations. He too was part of Overwatch until he wasn't, because of jealousy or something. His hobbies include telling people to die, complaining when people don't die, and talking about death. He is the life and soul of the after-funeral party, or at least he would be if he was ever invited to a funeral. Or a party. Which, given that he likes to cosplay as death when he goes to special occasions instead of wearing a damn suit like everyone else, he isn't. And there you have it, the complete backstory to Overwatch and all of its characters. Join me next time as we take a look at the game adaptation of the seminal romance novel War and Peace. Oh yeah, and there are some other characters in Overwatch as well.